Well, good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to our latest edition of We Will Travel Again events. Tonight, we are off to sunny Mexico. I hope you're excited about it. I am joined tonight by my colleague, I almost called you Kathy DeVito. That's so funny. Tracy Adams. Tracy
Hi,
Adams,
everyone.
GoGo Vacations. She is a member of the team from GoGo who gives a very great service to me and mine. They're a great resource for travel agents. And because of that, I'm able to pass along some really wonderful promotions and special things to my clients when I use their services. So I'd like to welcome Tracy. Hello, hello.
Hi.
So tonight we're going to talk all about Mexico and what wonderful resorts there are to enjoy and things to do while you're there. So I'm going to invite Tracy to go ahead and share her screen.
And that I can do.
While we're looking at this gorgeous picture of palm trees. There we go. More palm trees. Palm trees make me happy. It's always a nice way to kick off a vacation. You know, you land in a beautiful sunny day vacation destination, and the first thing you see outside are palm trees rustling in the breeze. I could use some palm trees right now.
Christy, I think after everything we've been going through the past 10 months, palm trees are just a happy place.
No kidding, right? Palm trees and little cocktails with umbrellas in them.
Yeah. Well, hello, everyone. And thank you so much, Christy, for the great introduction. And to all of you for joining us. As Christy mentioned, I work for a company called GoGo Vacations, and we are a large travel wholesaler. So we sell amazing vacation package experiences to destinations really around the globe. And we only work with travel advisors, which is where our relationship with Christy is so strong, and with Dream Vacations overall. Everything we do, we leverage our large buying power to negotiate some of the best rates in the industry. And also, on behalf of our travel advisors, to work with our preferred partners to negotiate things like additional value and exclusive amenities so that when travelers arrive into the resort, they're going to get something special. And more importantly, something that they couldn't have gotten anywhere else unless they were booking with Christy through GoGo Vacations. And today I want to talk about a destination that GoGo Vacations sells quite a bit about. And it's also one of my favorite destinations. Mexico is a country that just has so many different types of experiences, from the Mayan culture and the historic ruins to the unique experiences like the cenotes and the underwater lagoons and caverns and things that you really can't do anywhere else. And not to mention those beautiful, beautiful beaches with the white sand and the turquoise water. With GoGo Vacations, this is a destination that is in really high demand. Considering what's going on in the travel industry right now, Mexico is a destination that we have continued to sell, and the demand continues to be strong. So what I'd like to do is kick the presentation off with a quick video. This video is going to give you a little snapshot of what it's like to visit the Mexican Caribbean.
This is Mexico. This is the Caribbean. This is the Mexican Caribbean. Two worlds full of excitement. Turquoise waters and white sandy beaches. Ancient Mayan culture. Breathtaking cenotes. Exotic islands. Stunning underground rivers and caverns. This is Mexico.
All right, guys, looks like we had a blip in the video somehow.
This is the Caribbean. This is the Mexican Caribbean. Two worlds full of excitement. Turquoise waters and white sandy beaches. Ancient Mayan culture. Breathtaking cenotes. Exotic islands. Stunning underground rivers and caverns. Beautiful lagoons, tropical jungle, colorful reefs, picturesque towns, and majestic archaeological sites. The place to find the best of Mexico and the best of the Caribbean, where two worlds meet in one soul with the same synchronized rhythm and vibrant scenarios. Imagine yourself diving at an underwater art museum, learning about ancient Mayan rituals in a cenote, trying the best food fusions at unique and unexpected places, discovering amazing underwater rivers, exploring around Mayan vestiges hidden in the jungle. In the Mexican Caribbean, you will live unique experiences. Get a warm welcome from the locals. Reconnect yourself with a purifying mystical ceremony. Discover all shades of blue while kayaking in a lagoon, swimming in a cenote, or scuba diving in the ocean. Enjoy an epic night with your friends, experiencing our exciting nightlife. Find the true Mexican vibe and get inspired by our charming towns. And get to know our amazing wildlife. Relax. Get ready to be surprised. This can only happen here. This is Mexico. This is the Caribbean. This is the Mexican Caribbean, the best of two worlds.
Well, sorry about the blip in the video, but I tell you, I didn't mind seeing a part of that twice. It just looks fantastic, and I'm sure we all wish we could be there right now.
It really is beautiful, and it was the perfect video to really highlight so many of the wonderful things you can see and do there.
Yeah, and you can see firsthand some of the things that you can do in Mexico that you really can't do in other places, which is why I think the destination is so unique. And really, all the different areas of Mexico that you travel to, they're all different. They have their own personality and their own charm, and that's some of the things that we're going to explore in the presentation tonight. But first, let's talk about the most important thing, and I'm sure on every traveler's mind, is health and safety. Is it safe to travel to Mexico right now? What is it going to be like for me? What's the experience in getting to Mexico? So I want to talk a little bit about that because I think it's important. So GoGo Vacations, we have a website that houses a COVID-19 travel map. And we do this for our travel advisors because we know that they are talking and planning to their travelers all day long, all the time, and it's only going to get busier. So we want to make sure that we're getting up-to-date information in their hands that they can get to very quickly when they're on the phone with one of their customers. So this is our Citada COVID-19 travel map. They can put in the destination. You can see here I've chosen Mexico. And they will be able to see any of the border restrictions, what is going to be needed to enter the country, all of the information that they're going to need to provide to you before you travel to that destination. And more importantly, to help you feel safe and confident in making your choice to travel to the destination. Since Cancun is probably the busiest airport, I think we could all agree, in Mexico, I wanted to talk a little bit about what they're doing in the area of health and safety. And I was just in Cancun and traveled through in October, and I can tell you, I thought that they did an amazing job, and the airport could not have been cleaner. So for traveling to Mexico, there is not a COVID-19 test that is required for entry. However, you will need to fill out before a health form. It's a very short form. You can print it and bring it with you, or save the scan code on your phone. And when you arrive in Mexico, they will scan that before you enter. They are very good about the temperature checks, and it is a requirement. So actually in the airport, they have heat sensors and monitors that are tracking people in the airport. You don't have to worry too much about quarantine unless you or someone you're traveling with is exhibiting symptoms. That would be the only time that there would be that risk of quarantine. There is not a mandatory quarantine in place at this time. When I was there, I noticed that there were just hand sanitizer dispensers everywhere, which was really great. As soon as you get off the plane, you can sanitize your hand. Pretty much any area that you move through, there were these really nice gel sanitizing dispensers widely available. Social distancing, they also did a really great job. So the arrival halls, the departure areas, the check-in, and even that crazy custom hall when all those planes are landing and you're trying to go through immigration. They have the social distancing placards are right there on the floor. I was very happy to see that the travelers were abiding by it. And then even when you get up to the counters, whether it's at the custom area or checking in for your flight, all of the airport employees had screen protectors. So there was a separation between you and the employee for all of your conversations, your check-ins, or anything that involved an airport employee. Social distancing and sanitizing on all the Airbuses and the jetways, I thought was very important because a lot of people move through. In Cancun, there can be times where you will disembark your plane outside of the airport and you will travel on an Airbus to the main terminal. Social distancing, again, is exhibited on the Airbuses, wiping down the poles, the seats, everything. Doing a really, really great job to make sure that it's clean at all times for travelers. And then the airport employees were all wearing protection gear, which was great to protect themselves, but also to protect all of us when we're traveling through the airport. Sanitization of all the airport transportation vehicles. So not even just the Airbuses, but even the ground transportation vehicles that are taking you to and from your resort also did a very, very great job and exhibited to me that they were really taking the safety protocol seriously. So the company that I traveled with is actually one of our companies. It's a part of the Flight Center GoGo Vacation family, and it's called Discover. And this is a couple of photos of what it's like to arrive at the Cancun airport. And this would be similar in Los Cabos or the other airports in Mexico as well. All guides and drivers are trained on the policies and reporting procedures for anything surrounding COVID-19. All the drivers, including my driver, was wearing a mask, and I also wore a mask while I was in the car. There was hand sanitizer in the car for me to use. I also noticed that all the areas before I got in the car, so the handles, everything was wiped down, so it was fully sanitized. Any of the areas you would usually touch before I got into the vehicle. If you don't have a mask, or if you've been traveling all day and you want to replace your mask, they'll be happy to offer you a mask to wear. And then also, when I was traveling to the resort, before they put my luggage in the vehicle, they asked me if I would mind if they sanitized it. So not only did they take my luggage and bring it out to the vehicle so I didn't have contact with it, but they also sanitized it before they put it into the vehicle, which was nice because that means, it's traveled quite a ways, right? For me, it's traveled from Denver to Cancun. It's nice to know that they've sanitized it and made it nice and safe before I need to open it. And with GoGo Vacations, we do, as I mentioned, sell a lot of Mexico. And one of the things that we send out to our travel advisors are what are the destinations that are opened. And Mexico, certainly, since it's in such high demand, is one that we're pushing out quite a bit. So I want to talk a little bit about the destinations that we're booking the most of and the destinations in Mexico that are open to Americans right now for travel. By far, the most popular area is Quintana Roo. It houses the most popular destinations. You can see here on this map to the left that this is just a snapshot of what that Yucatan Peninsula area looks like, which is where Quintana Roo is located. You can see with these red dots, this is where the bulk of all those great destinations are that we all want to travel to for vacation. And if you look over to the right on this map, I've just spaced everything out for you a little bit more. These are just to give you an idea and location of where Cancun is in relation to Playa del Carmen and Cozumel and Tulum, some of the more popular areas that people are looking to travel to. Quintana Roo is made up of 12 destinations. There's 559 miles of coastline. So I think we can all agree that is a lot of beach. There are 3 airports. The main airport is Cancun International Airport. 4 cruise ports, and they offer over 105,000 hotel rooms just ready for us to go and take a break. 15 golf courses in the area. They have a World Heritage Site, which is always nice to visit. 6,000 plus cenotes. We saw a few of those in the video. 25 natural parks and amusement parks. They're very big on theme parks in Mexico, and there's a lot of great fun activities for adults and kids at those parks. 10 plus archaeological sites, 5 national parks. There's a big focus on wellness and wedding and romance. This is a really big area for destination weddings and honeymooners, but it's also a big industry for meetings and incentives. So let's start with Cancun. By far the most popular, the one we all know about. Um, Cancun International Airport, really, to get to the airport to the main hotel zone of Cancun. So where all the hotels are, those all-inclusive resorts, beautiful beaches. It's only located about 3 miles. So it doesn't take long for you to get from the airport to the Cancun hotel zone. As I mentioned earlier, the transportation from the airport is very, very easy. Christy would book that for you in advance. So when you book your trip to Mexico, she'll be able to book those ground transportations for you, whether you want a private car service or you want to do shared van service. And approximate flight times from the major gateways across the United States, I've put at the bottom for you so you have an idea of travel time. Um, there are so many flights in and out of Cancun, so you shouldn't have a problem finding a time frame that'll fit into your schedule. So right here is Cancun. Sorry, I should have showed that to you earlier. So you can see where it's nestled, just in between Isla Mujeres and Playa del Carmen. All right, so I mentioned the hotel zone. So this photo here is going to give you an idea of what that hotel zone looks like. So this is where the majority of your larger all-inclusive resorts are housed. But the hotel zone also has really, really beautiful white sandy beaches, and the water is just a beautiful turquoise color. A lot of air connectivity into the destination, which I mentioned. I know from where I'm living in Colorado, we have 4 nonstops a week. So, we don't have any problem getting flights out of here for that quick weekend. And it's a world-class tourist destination, so it has a really strong infrastructure to support that. There's over 190 hotels in this area, and they hold just over 80,000 destination weddings a year. So I think we can all agree this is one of the most popular areas for a destination wedding. And then to support that meeting industry that I mentioned, they have a very nice convention center, and some of their larger hotels also have their own convention centers as well. So when talking about the hotels, I did a sampling of some of the resorts that we sell through GoGo Vacations that we find are popular and most in demand. If you look over here on the map that's on the far right, you can just see kind of where the numbers are. This is where the hotels are situated. I'm not expecting you to match the numbers up with the names. I just wanted you to understand that all of these are sitting right on that beautiful ocean. So quick access to get into the Caribbean Sea if that's what you're looking to do. All-inclusive resorts are the most popular in the area. So if you're not familiar with an all-inclusive resort, this is going to be one of those large resorts that's going to have various pools throughout the resorts. If it's a family-friendly resort, it's going to have adult pools and kids pools. You're going to have several different restaurants to choose from dining. You're going to have nightlife and bars and swim up bars and everything you really need to make your vacation experience amazing. And it's all included in one charge. When you pay for your nightly rate, you're paying the all-inclusive rate, which means you go into the resort, you get into your swimsuit, you head to the pool. There's no need to bring that credit card or money with you. It's already all taken care of. So some people call it a flop and drop. I call it just an amazing experience. All right, and some of the things to do around the Cancun area, I mean, there are so many things to do. This is just a few of them that I picked out. So obviously the Mayan culture, you can't really visit Mexico without getting into the Mayan culture, but there's just so many cool things that you can do and day trips and tours that center around this. There's a wide variety of entertainment options. So whether it's on your resort or a day excursion or visiting some of the theme parks like Ishkaret in the area, there's a lot to do. There's world-class spas all throughout Cancun, whether it's located in one of the resorts or it's a freestanding spa. There's a lot of different options there. There's 7 golf courses located in the Cancun area. So if you're traveling with a significant other and you don't golf, let them go golfing and you can go to one of the spas, or you can visit some of the amazing shopping that they have in the Cancun area. The water activities, the cenotes, there is boating, like those sunset catamaran tours that you can take. There's great snorkeling spots that you can do. And then the theme parks that I mentioned as well. It caters really well to family and multi-generational because it has so much to offer. It's a very popular spot for wellness because a lot of the Mayan culture and some of the things that you can do, not to mention those world-class spas that are located in this area too. And then of course, the meeting industry really loves this destination because it can accommodate a large volume of people. And then of course, the destination weddings. Now, Riviera Maya is in the area of Cancun, but it is its own region. So Riviera Maya is 81 miles of coastline. So if you look at the map on the left here, you can just see this long coastline that's from Playa del Carmen all the way down here to Tulum. It's a very beautiful area. It straddles Playa del Carmen and Tulum. The Riviera Maya region does. Has about 428 hotels that make up this area. When people think about Riviera Maya, they think about, beautiful green open space, beautiful beaches. This is where a lot of your archaeological sites are located. A lot of tours, whether group tours or private tours to the cenotes in the area and the underwater caves. And there's phenomenal dining experiences that are in this area as well. Golfing and spa and wellness, of course, is very, very popular in the Riviera Maya area. And many of your resorts have these really nice world-class spas that have phenomenal programs that center just around wellness. So it's become a destination that's very popular just for wellness. And not to mention the fact that with Tulum, it has all the historic ruins and culture as well. So this is just a snapshot of, some of the tourist spots that you can go to when you're in the Riviera Maya area. So this photo here, the castle on the beach, this would be in your Tulum area. Some of the ruins that you can visit. You also see another photo down below. And then also some of the Mayan culture and some of the spots that you can go to for day tours, where they have all different types of experiences that you can do to learn more about the culture. And next we'll move on to Playa del Carmen. So Playa del Carmen, approximately an hour from Cancun International Airport, so not too far. It's the largest city in Riviera Maya. It has about 476 hotels just in this area, including a variety of those all-inclusive hotels that I mentioned earlier. So outside of Cancun, Playa del Carmen has a really, really nice selection of those all-inclusive resorts as well. It's less cosmopolitan than Cancun, so you do have some fine dining and options like that if wanted, but it tends to be a more casual atmosphere. What you're seeing right now is a photo of their famous Fifth Avenue, which is just a beautiful spot to stroll through. There's little side streets as well with shops and restaurants and galleries and nightlife, and you can see rooftop dining here. This is something you can spend your day doing some great activities and then come back and do a stroll before dinner and have a nice dinner and go back to your resort. So it's a really great option. It's one of the biggest charms of Playa del Carmen is their Fifth Avenue area. So looking at some of the hotels that are in the area, once again, just giving you a sampling of the resorts that we're selling the most and that are the most requested. Anywhere from family to adults only. So you can see here, we have a photo of Unico, which is a very popular property in the area. To the right, in the top right corner, we have what's called Hotel Ishkaret. So I mentioned the Ishkaret theme parks. Hotel Ishkaret is in that area and does do transportation to and from those parks. It's a beautiful hotel, but it also has a lot of acreage. So what you're seeing here, they have kayaks that you can take out for the day and paddle boards. They have bridges and little lagoons and restaurants tucked away in caves that you can dine at. It's just a really, really unique property, unlike anything that I've seen in Mexico. It truly is a gem. And then Iberostar in the corner left. This is a larger property. So this is really great if you're doing a big family vacation or multi-generational vacation, because there's so many restaurants and so many options and activities that there's going to be really something that caters for everyone. And since it allows kids, it's going to have those kids clubs. So during the day, the kids can go to the kids club, play with kids their age, and the adults can go off and enjoy themselves on an excursion or maybe just a day by the adult pool. And then Riu Palace, which is also a nice hotel for families. And then in Playa del Carmen, this is the famous archway to the main beach. This is probably one of the most photographed areas in Playa del Carmen. And then I just wanted to show a photo of when we're talking about those underground caverns. This is a great example of what one of those would look like. And it's very easy to get those day tours booked, or you can book them in advance when you book your trip. But it really is a must-see if you're traveling to the area to go and experience these. And then, of course, snorkeling, really popular. Sea turtles is, a very popular snorkeling excursion. There's also really amazing reefs in the area too, where you can see all kinds of marine life. And now let's talk a little bit about Tulum. So we were just up here at Playa del Carmen. So going down this very long stretch of beach, you'll see Tulum is down here just at the bottom. Tulum is a smaller, much quieter area than what you're going to find in Playa del Carmen or in Cancun. This is going to cater to a nature lover. This is going to cater to someone that's coming to disconnect and relax. A lot of history in this area. There's not a lot of hotels. And the ones that they do have tend to be smaller hotels, some being maybe, 5 to 10 rooms, or 30 to 40 might be considered a bigger one. There is a Dreams Tulum, which is an all-inclusive property, which is located in the area, but that's the only larger scale hotel that you're really going to find. A lot of travelers that come to the Cancun area or come to the Playa del Carmen area will actually go into Tulum for the day. There are a ton of tours. For instance, our company Discova will do day tours. They'll pick you up at your resort. They'll take you into Tulum, and whatever the activity or excursion is that you want to do for the day, they'll accommodate it, and then they'll bring you back to your resort. You can look at the excursions in advance before traveling to the destination, or when you get there, to see, is it a half day, is it a full day, what is the traveling time. But I highly recommend, if you're in the area, to try to get over to Tulum at least for the day if you're not planning on staying in the area. Or maybe you want to do a couple of nights in Cancun or Playa del Carmen and then do a couple of nights in Tulum as well. All right, Cozumel. This is definitely one of my favorites. It was actually the second place I ever visited in Mexico. I used to sell scuba diving, and I was certified in Cozumel, so it has a special place in my heart. So you can see here on the map to the right that Cozumel is actually an island. So it is just off from Playa del Carmen. It's considered the first true destination in the Mexican Caribbean. So it was actually popular and in demand well before Cancun. I think back in the 60s is when it kind of started becoming a hot spot. So I know Cancun's kind of taken over that hot spot place, but Cozumel was here way before. It's the largest island in the Mexican Caribbean. It's 30 miles long and 10 miles wide, so there's a lot of space there. Great history, beautiful sunsets that you can see from the island. Very, very famous for scuba diving. People come from all over the world to scuba dive in Cozumel, and also world-class snorkeling too. So I mentioned that it's just off from Playa del Carmen. So you see Playa del Carmen here. So you can, from Playa del Carmen, go over to Cozumel for the day. So if you were staying in Playa del Carmen but wanted to experience Cozumel for the day, you could just take the ferry over and spend the day there. It's a really nice experience. The ferry ride over, depending on which ferry you take, the speed or the wind jet, it's going to be anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. On a beautiful day, you'll just truly, truly enjoy it. They do actually have an airport directly into Cozumel. So if you're using that as a destination and staying there, then that might be an option as well. So when we look at the hotels for the Cozumel area, once again, very strong for all-inclusive, which is very typical for the Mexico area. So this is a list of some of the hotels that we're selling the most of. And when we talk about all-inclusive, not even for Cozumel, but really for Cancun, Playa del Carmen, anywhere in Mexico, there's a lot of different price points. You can do anywhere from that 3.5-star on up to that luxury, ultra luxury, all-inclusive. It really just depends on what you're looking for in your experience, and your travel advisor, Christy, can help you out with that. All right, so as you can see, there's no shortage of things to do in this area. Only 30% of the island is actually developed. So there's a good portion of the island that is just national reserve, which is nice. So you see San Gervasio archaeological site down here below. You can do some great hiking and walk. You can spend quite a bit of time here during the day, visiting the ruins, taking some photographs. I really encourage it. It's a truly beautiful spot. If you look up to the top, snorkeling, I mentioned before, it's a really, really top spot for snorkeling. This is El Cielo, which means the sky. When you're snorkeling here in this area, there's these really large starfish that are on the bottom of the seafloor. So it's really, really popular for this area. The water's really clear, so they're easy to see. A lot of people like it because they don't have to dive. This is something that they can do snorkeling and see something that's truly amazing. Columbia Reef is actually a shallow reef. So for beginner divers or people that are not looking to do deep dives, this is a really great option. You're going to get a lot of those great colors, those coral formations, the marine life, all without having to go too far down. And then there's a lot of other just really, really beautiful reefs in all different levels of diving. You've got night diving, deep diving, any type of diving you could think of is going to be available in this area. It's a very popular destination for it. And you can see, even in the national park photo here, you can just see how beautiful the marine life and the colorful coral actually is that the scuba divers are experiencing in this photo. And then Punta Sur Ecological Park is a really nice area at the point of the island. It's got several acres. It's got a variety of different plant life and lagoon systems. So you can see them winding through. The beach is really white and sandy, which is nice too. So if you're strolling along it, you'll see those turquoise water. And then I don't know if you've seen it before, but the sea fan gardens that are usually just right off the tip of the land into the ocean, you're going to see those from this area as well. And they're going to extend all the way out and through the reef that's in the area. So now that we have traveled through Quintana Roo at the Yucatan Peninsula, what I'd like to do for my last destination is take you to probably one of my favorite destinations, and I think it's a truly special area in Mexico, which is Los Cabos. So we started out over here in Cancun, and we did the Cozumel area, this Quintana Roo area. So if you see my clicker on the map, now we're going to go all the way over to the west coast, to the tip of the peninsula, to Cabo San Lucas. So Cabo San Lucas is located on the tip of 1,000-mile-long Baja Peninsula, so Baja California Peninsula. It's a popular gateway for West Coast travelers. I mean, no big surprise. You see Los Angeles and San Diego just not too far away. It has a really stunning backdrop. So it has desert, cactus, mountains. It just really, really has a nice landscape. And it's nestled by, as you can see here, the Pacific Ocean. and the Sea of Cortez. So it's very unique. There are 2 cities that are in this Los Cabos area. So you'll have San Jose, and then you also have Cabo San Lucas. So if you look at this photo in the top right corner, this is Cabo San Lucas area. This is the main marina, which is a very popular, highly visited area. A lot of your offshore excursions and things like that will leave from this area. So just to give you a better lay of the land, what I was talking about with San Jose and Cabo San Lucas, you can get a visual of what the distance is. So you see the Cabo airport right here. It's about 15 minutes to those resorts that are in the San Jose area, the Sea of Cortez. And then if you're traveling from the airport into Cabo San Lucas, which is going to be this area right here, probably take you about 40 minutes. Now, traveling from the East Coast to Cabo is certainly going to take a little bit more time than it does to get to the Quintana Roo area, but I'm telling you, it is highly worth it. It's such a beautiful and unique area. So when we look at Baja California Sur, which is where Cabo San Lucas is located, you can see that it's right down here on the tip. 42% of it is actually not developed. So this is another area that really has a lot of protected preserves, and they even have an UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is also fabulous to visit if you're into that. I love nature, so I'm always about anything that is a preserve, a national park, certainly if it's World Heritage. One thing that I find interesting about Los Cabos is, you know, when you're traveling from the airport or you're traveling around by car, they don't have billboards. They're actually outlawed there. So all you see is this beautiful scenery. You don't have any tacky advertisements or anything that are disrupting this pristine landscape that you see while you travel around. When you look at some of the, or when you think about some of the activities you might want to do when you're there, now some of these activities are actually outside of Cabo San Lucas and San Jose, but if you're staying for a few days, I encourage you to check it out because it's going to be something that's different. So Cabo Polmo is a really beautiful area. It's up here in the top middle. So you see the mountain and the beautiful beach. It's a lot of activities to do there. It's about 2 hours away from Cabo San Lucas, about an hour and 45 minutes from the San Jose area. So if we look at the map on the left, you can see this green area is where Cabo Polmo is located. And then you can see Cabo San Lucas and San Jose to kind of get an idea of where that is. But really, really beautiful area, nice place to be for sunset. And then Sierra La Laguna is the UNESCO World Heritage Site that I mentioned earlier. There is just so much that you can do when you get there. It's a very, very large area, 11,600 hectares. The mountain range biosphere has more than 900 plant species. So as you're there, you're going to see different types of species. When you look at the cactuses there, I believe there's some of them that are over 400 years old. So for nature lovers, people looking for seclusion or to get away or, you know, a day away from everyone, this is really going to be a perfect spot. There's ATVs that you can rent for the day if you're not a hiker. But outside of it, I think these are some really good options that you can do outside of just staying on your resort or doing some of the local beach activities in Cabo San Lucas or San Jose. And then Cabo for the past few years has really been making a name for itself in the luxury segment. It has really become popular for discerning travelers. You see a lot of A-list celebrities coming into the area, and those A-list celebrities coming from LA, it's a quick jaunt for them. So you are seeing a lot of that visitation. There's amazing nightlife. Some of the best and amazing food I think you could have is in the Los Cabos area. They claim to have more luxurious rooms per square foot than any other destination in America. So there's a really, really high demand from the luxury traveler for Los Cabos, and they're doing a really great job at filling that demand. But that doesn't mean you have to be a luxury traveler to go there. They really have something for everyone. Cabo San Lucas has all of those a lot of the same great all-inclusive resorts that I've talked about for the other destinations. They have family-friendly all-inclusive resorts, adults only. So it doesn't have to be a high-end luxury accommodation. There's a lot of different resorts, great resort experiences that you can choose from. And when we look at the hotels, this is how they lay out. So this is a look at Cabo San Lucas, the tourist corridor, which just connects San Jose to Cabo San Lucas. So you can see kind of here how all of the resorts actually will just line the beach. So you can get an idea of the resorts in Cabo San Lucas. The ones that I have listed here are all-inclusive resorts, and these can cater to a variety of price points. And then you can see the hotels that are listed in or located in that San Jose area as well. Some of the hotels that I chose to feature are some of the ones that I love to visit. So in the top right corner here, this is a room view of one of my favorite properties called Grand Villas Los Cabos. So it does cater to luxury, has some really amazing, unique experiences, fine dining, and it's an all-inclusive. So it's really great. You can have these luxurious, amazing dinners from award-winning chefs, and you don't even have to bring your credit card. Once you've paid for your hotel stay, everything's already covered. LeBlanc is a beautiful resort located in Los Cabos as well, has a really phenomenal spa, great entertainment, and wonderful restaurants located on the beach. And then we have Hyatt Ziva, which caters to kids. So it's a family resort. So they do a really great job. If you look at the pools, one area is going to be designated for the family, for the kids. And then there's areas that adults can get away, or travelers that don't have kids and enjoy the adult pools as well. So hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to see for a variety of lodging in the Los Cabos area. And with that, I'd like to end it with talking about some of the great things that you can do in Los Cabos. So for those of you that are very adventurous, swimming with the sharks is quite popular. So you can swim with the whale sharks, which is what you see in the top right corner, which I think looks pretty amazing. Or you can just swim with your friends with a couple other different species of sharks. Whale watching in Cabo San Lucas is extremely popular, and that starts mid-December, so already started, and goes through, I believe, just up until April. So you can go out and do excursions for the day to see the whales and do whale watching, or you might be lucky and just see them breaching from the beach. Spa experiences are extremely popular in Los Cabos, and the majority of the spas are housed in the resorts. The Office is a famous restaurant that is in the Cabo San Lucas area. It's really nice. It's, you know, a see and be seen. It's got a lot of tables out on the beach. It's a beautiful area. It's got a nice vibe. It's very popular. It's a great place to go and celebrate with your friends and meet new people. And then, of course, the famed Arches in Los Cabos. I highly encourage taking a day trip out, chartering a boat, or taking a group tour and experiencing Cabo from the water. There's a lot of really, really great excursions you can do for the day that'll include paddle boarding and visiting some of the areas, lunch, snorkeling. There's a wide variety of things that you can do. And with that being said, I hope that I've given you some valuable information, and I certainly, most importantly, hope that I profiled the destination well, because it really is special, and I hope that all of you get a chance to visit there sometime soon.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tracy.
You're
You really did a
welcome.
great job, highlighting the various different destinations. I think that was probably the most critical thing, because there really is a different vibe in each of those places, So one of the things that I always want to talk about when we have these presentations is the benefits of using a travel agent. Tracy showed you there are so many things to choose from, but I don't ever want you to feel overwhelmed. That's what working with a travel agent changes the story. We spend a little time, I get to know you a little bit, get to understand what your interests are, what kind of experience you want to have. You might want to relax and get away. You might want to be part of all the great nightlife. Whatever it is, I'll customize a few options to share with you out of all those great places that Tracy was talking about, so that you're choosing among a handful of great options instead of sifting through way too many things. That's what you get when you do an internet search, right? You kind of get overwhelmed. You type in a place like Cancun and you get a bazillion hits. Now what do you do? Working with a travel agent really does tailor it just for you. And we're always, we always have these access to great deals and discounts. And one of the things that is wonderful about our partnership with GoGo is that they have some really great perks that are available in certain properties, certain times of the year, and we can really take advantage of them for you. So you get a little extra something without having to have paid for extra something, you know? So there's a lot of value involved. And again, that personalized service. There's so much about working with an agent that really can kind of cut the stress out, give you a great trip to look forward to. You know you're getting a great price, and you've got somebody in your corner from the moment we start talking about it until the day you get home. And you send me great pictures because you had the time of your life. That's my objective. You know, I'm in it for you. So the real question is, what do you do now, right?
Well,
so what you do is you call me.
Yes. And I was going to say, you know, Chrissy, you couldn't be more right. And I know you're speaking, you know, coming from the side of events where you are a travel advisor, but in today's environment, I can't imagine booking a trip without using a travel advisor. I mean, I want to talk to someone. I want to know what the safety protocols are that are in place for the hotel. I want to know if I can get there. But even outside of that, even in a normal travel environment, everyone has a friend that's been somewhere that thinks that it's the perfect spot for you, but it doesn't mean it is.
That's right.
So that's where the travel advisor comes in. Hey, I had a friend that went to Tulum and they loved it. And they said, it's great for me. And I want to go. And then Christy says, well, tell me about what you want to do. I want nightlife and dining. I want to go out. And this is where your travel advisor's knowledge really comes in. Because what's a great destination for a friend may not necessarily be the destination that you think it is. So a travel advisor,
all about your why, you know, if you're going to celebrate a special occasion, right? You're going to go for your honeymoon or celebrate a milestone anniversary or your retirement, or just to get away after 2020 and you want to do something special. The vacation you're talking about today might be totally different than the one you'll call me about in 2 years. So it's important for me to understand all those things. And that's the kind of stuff we talk about when we first get together and chit chat.
And your support, when you get to the destination and something goes wrong, or, you know, if you're in another part of the world and you want to add a tour on and it's the middle of the night, that's where we in GoGo Vacations come in, because we're here to support you. Right. So we're here to make sure that when you need something, you can get through. When you work with a travel advisor, and travel advisors working with GoGo Vacations, you have that support.
It's a great partnership and one I'm very excited to have in my bag of tricks so that I can serve my clients' needs.
Well, we love working with you. We can't say enough great things about you and Dream Vacations in general. And I just thank all of you guys for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't been to Mexico, I just am going to cross my fingers that you're calling Christy very soon, because the rates are great.
I can't wait to go myself. I mean, honestly. Cabo's been on my wish list for a long time. So I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. First of all, by saying Happy New Year and thank you. But if you do decide to reach out to me and we book a vacation, a GoGo vacation for you, I'm going to offer you up to $100 discount off your vacation as a special thank you for being here tonight. And I want to give you all my contact information. Most of you are already on my email mailing list. And if you aren't, you will be. But I encourage you to go onto my website at escapeartistholidays.com. Get inspired about the different things that are there. We've got great vacations from GoGo. We've got cruises. We've got all sorts of things up there just to keep inspired. You can always follow me on social media. I'm all over the place. And you can see this video. You can share it with somebody, or any of our other past recordings on my YouTube channel, which you can all get to that from my website. You can also see what's coming up. We've got another conversation next week about the Dominican Republic. We'll be talking about similar things there, right? Great resorts and things to do. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about wine-themed river cruises in Europe.
Who doesn't want to do that?
I know, that sounds great too. I want to remind everybody too, this is your last chance to enter our quarterly contest. So if you haven't already, I do encourage you, again, you can go right up to escapeartistholidays.com and you'll see this picture. The drawing is next week. So you can win a 3-night stay in Cabo. This is one of the wonderful places that Tracy was just telling us about. So go ahead, sign up. You got to be in it to win it. And we'll see about that. So if you have any questions, if you want to kick around ideas, even if you just want to touch base and talk a little bit about something that you're just cooking up that's out on the horizon somewhere, let's connect. By all means, give me a shout. I'm here to help. I want to thank everybody for coming again tonight. Thank you so much, Tracy, for your presentation. It was really wonderful. And I hope you all have a great 2021. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.